This is part 2 of which board games I've sold on amazon.co.uk. Check part 1 out, I'll pop the link up if you haven't already seen it. The profit is ascending in these videos, so I think we finished off on around £10 mark. So let's move on. See what sold next. Next up, this is a real favourite, Elefun. A lot of the old versions are discontinued. We sold 2 of these used for £17.95 and made a total profit over those 2 of £20.84, so just over £10 each. They sold 155,000 rank in Toys and Games. Next up, I think this was from a Debenhams clearance, so this is brand new Ravensburger Star Wars puzzle. BSR when sold was 160k, and we sold it for £20, making £10.94 profit. Next up, we paid £1 for this. This is a jigsaw puzzle. Picked it up, scanned it. You can see it's got 59. You can just see under there 59 reviews, so that's always a good indication of popularity of a product. It was high at 235k. Still sold. I think we would have been the only people that had it at the time. £20, and that was £11.50 profit. Next up was a Manchester United Stadium jigsaw. Came across this randomly. Again, this was new. Sold it for £20, £11.50 profit, and it was 281,000 rank. You can see again when I've put these slides together, it's unavailable now. So again, we'd have probably been the only people selling this when we sold it. Possibly could have got more, but there you go. Next up is his and hers. So you see this quite a lot around on charity shop shelves. Look out for it. It's Drummond Park. We sold it for £18.93, which is higher than the lowest price that you can see there currently when I put these slides together, which is some time after we sold it. Sold it for £18.93, profit £11.60, 121,000. Another new one, Glee Seen It, £2.33 paid and sold it for £20 new, £12.37 profit and 166,000 on the rank. See that a lot. And this now is a viable product used, because as you can see there's only new available. So if you see this used, pick it up, you'll make money. Okay, so next up is Kids Charades. Sold it new for £20, £13.70 profit, and it was 204,000 when it sold. Game of Life, there's lots of different versions of Game of Life. You've got to be careful. All these old classic games that they reinvent or rebox, just make sure you got the right version. So this was a 1976 edition, so it needed to state 76 on the box, and obviously the the box needs to match as well. So we paid £1 for this from a charity shop or a car boot sale. Sold it used for £24.99 and profited £13.98. You can see the rank, 306,000. It's just one of those ones that when it's available at a good price, people will buy. These Game of Life and some of the others that you've already seen are oversized when it comes to Amazon storage and FBA. It just means that you pay a little bit more to store them and a little bit more when you sell, because the FBA fee is a bit higher, because the item's larger and attracts a higher shipping fee. Not a problem for us. Paid £1, sold it for £24.99, made £13.98. I don't really care what the that it's oversized, as long as there's money in it. That's perfect for us. Next up was Frenetic Board Game. So we paid £4.49 for this. Sold it used £27.77. Never played this game, and you can see this is a Joe Lister sale. If you haven't already checked out our Joe Lister video, check that out. I'll link it at the very end of the video. So we profited £14.57 on this one. BSR when sold 4,000, so very popular. Okay, next up was Gossip Girl board game, sold used, £25. Got it for 250 and made £15.24. This was 276,000 rank. Now a lot of these board games, just worth mentioning, now we're getting into the sort of higher profit items, they're very, very quick to check. Sometimes you end up with duds and you end up with spare pieces. That's not a problem. We keep the spares pretty organised on that front, or certainly will be. At the moment they're piled up in the barn, but I'm going to take all the bits and pieces out, flat pack the boxes, and probably dispose of the boxes. Just keep the title part so I know what it is, and the EAN, the barcode. Put the spare parts and bits and pieces in a poly bag and have those filed, because I have dipped in to my spares quite a bit, and so it really does kind of pay off in the end. Yeah, a lot of these games, they're just cards, or cards and a dice, or cards, dice and a timer. Some of them are more complicated, obviously, but very, very easy money. Next up, Connect 4. So this is the advanced version. We paid $3.50 for it and sold it used for $26.95. Profit was $17.11, and this was 296,000 rank when it sold. So you know, one that probably many people might pass up. But I think the first time we sold this game, we sold it around £40 earlier this year. Next up was Countdown. This is classic. What's his name? Whiteley and Vorderman. Countdown. Paid £4, sold for £29.98, and this was £19.18 profit. And again, a high rank because it's a rare product. 248,000. I love the themed Guess Who's. These usually do pretty well, so always check them out if you see them. We paid $175, sold two of these, so we paid $175 each, and sold them used $29.99. Now one did come back, and we resold it instantly almost. I think we may have resold it for more the second time. So the profit $38.48, so just under £20 per item. Next up, this is an old fave of mine, charades. This is something I used to sell a lot of around 10 years ago. It's quite an old game now. It's pretty hard to find new. We found it new for £3, sold it $28.95 and made £19.31, and it was 522,000 when it sold, and that was purely because it was only available used. You just got snapped up. Probably should have put it for more. Next up was Yahtzee. You may remember one of my first videos, I picked 3 or 4 copies of Yahtzee up. Most of them were different years. This was 1982 Yahtzee. Again, similar to Game Life, very important to make sure the box matches what you've got in your hand. And when I scan them on the Amazon app, if I scan the barcode, always check the picture that comes up matches what I've got in my hand. If it doesn't, I need to scan using the camera, and that'll pick the right one up usually. You just got to do your due diligence. So I think in the video I said I was going to sell these for the high 20s. So sold for $27.99, made £19.90 profit. Now this is super simple to check. It's 5 dice, a shaker, a little green sort of baize like playing surface, and score sheets. Okay, next up was Ravensburger. So Ravensburger used, it's one of those Lord of the Rings, you see these around quite a bit. If you can be bothered to count the pieces, and we stopped counting, we kind of stopped used jigsaws last year, although there was good money in them. We were just kind of picking up too many that were missing pieces. And also we learned that 1,000 piece puzzles often actually have more than 1,000 piece. When you first pick them up, if you count the pieces, you'll end up with more, and you might then think I need to recount it or I need to do it. Well, actually most of them are 1,008, and that's just because of the dimensions. Sold this for £30, bought it for £150. I think Faye actually did it because she likes a jigsaw puzzle. I remember doing this one. I probably heroed it and put the last piece in myself. Okay, next up, another Yahtzee. So this is 1976. You can see exactly what's in it. Oh yeah, pens. If you haven't got the original pens, it doesn't matter. You just say not original pens. Maybe you don't know if they're the original pens, so you can just say that. Even if you haven't got the pens, it doesn't matter. Just say there's no pens, or find 4 cheap pens. With the score sheets, it's good to have a little wad of score sheets, so it's on a pad, so you can always say in the condition note, over 15 score sheets present. So the customer can always photocopy more if they need. But this was, where are we? 657,000 when it sold, and it sold very quickly. We profited 20.45. And next up, junior dingbats. Any of the dingbats do really well, whether it's junior or senior, normal, whatever. And again, this is just cards, a badge, like card holders, a timer, I think, maybe a dice. Oh, it sort of says it there, playing pieces and dice. Really, really simple to sort out. You can even check it in the charity shop before you buy it. You can even list it while you're still in the charity shop if you're sure it's complete, if you really wanted to. But sold this for $29.99 and made £21. Ghost Hunt, this is a great one to if you find it, and different versions of this fetch different value, but we got 35.34 for this one, paid £3, profit 22.54, and it's 50,000. It's pretty popular. This is one that you can sometimes get eBay flip quite easily. If you look for this on eBay, you might find it on auction, or a cheap buy it now and flip it over to Amazon. It's brand new. Can't remember where we got this from. I think Faye picked this up when she was out on her own. 317,000 ranked when it sold. It was unavailable then, it's unavailable now. We just took a stab. It's a tiny, in fact we sold this twice and it came back once, and it came back as doesn't meet customer expectations, because this really is a small box. It's about the size of DVD, something like that. It's a very small box. It was unavailable. We checked Keeper. We didn't have to check Keeper, but we did. Saw it was selling for around 20 quid at some stage, or 15 quid even. So we just doubled that up, and then added a bit more on. I think the first time it sold at $39.99. I think this one got refunded and we resold it. So if I do this same video for December, I'll probably take it out, because I'm sure we resold it for $44.99 after it came back and went back into inventory in Amazon. Random one, Zuru hamsters. I remember like Zuzu hamsters, so I don't know if this is some kind of thing about that. In fact, was it Zuru I was reading about today? Zuru, in fact, Faye sent me an article. This was 3 New Zealand siblings who are like the richest family in New Zealand now. I think they netted something like $450 million last year, or so far this year. Crazy. It's a great story actually. You go on the BBC website, is where I read it, and search for Zuru, ZURU. I mean, these guys, they went to Hong Kong. They were sleeping under tables, washing in public washrooms, just trying to source products and build their company. Anyway, so we sold one of their products and made 25.13. Might edit that out, or maybe not. If you're watching it, I didn't. Next up, it's like one of the old mousetraps. That old, not as old as when I was playing them. I was probably playing them in the 80s. This is a 1999 edition, and it was in really, really good condition. Sold it for $39.99, made $29.04. 489,000 when this sold. Okay, next up, Ravensburger. This is a brand new one, and this sold on eBay via Joe Lister. And it sold before I could hike the price up for Q4. I was a bit annoyed with myself. Anyway, sold it for £52.35 and got $34.78 profit. Paid £4. It was 510,000 on Amazon when it sold. The rank for a Joe Lister sale is kind of irrelevant because it didn't sell on Amazon. It sold on eBay, and we just the order was fulfilled from our Amazon stock. By Amazon. Herrera goes, Super Mario Scalextrics thing. Me and my nephew Ben tested it thoroughly before listing it, and I nearly sort of didn't sell it. So we sold it for $75.64 used. It's a big item, so it cost a bit in fees, but we profited $49.24. That's 289,000 when it sold. Okay, so a bit of a drum roll moment. The next one was our most profitable game in November. Um, it was actually new, so apologies for that. It wasn't used. This one that you're looking at now is the most profitable used item that we sold in November on Amazon in the toys and games category. Um, the one we sold, I did put out on Instagram, so you may have seen it. But it was Masterpiece, the classic art auction game. We paid £9 for this. It was brand new and sealed. We sold it for £129.99 and it sold within a week of getting in to Amazon. Profit £97.23 and the BSR was 101,000 when it sold. I've checked this out on eBay. There's probably a eBay to Amazon flip. There's probably some potential there. Faye got this one, so hats off to Faye for finding this. It was in our local Chazza. Yeah, we were really happy with that, and it was a while ago it sold now, so we don't think it's coming back. Total spend on all of that lot in part 1 and part 2 of these videos was £143.32. Our total profit was £730.80. So it was really an afternoon's work, and then getting them in the FBA boxes and getting them sent off, so it's pretty good going. Don't forget, if you haven't checked out the Joe Lister video, I've popped the link up there now. And could we have earned more by selling these in December? So I'm going to do a follow-up video, just rattling through everything that we sold in November. I'll have already looked to see what they're selling for at that moment in December. I'll do it on the busiest day for us, which is usually December the 19th. Or it was December the 19th last year. The day of the week is more important than the date, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put that together and we'll see what profits would have been like had I waited and had we sold those another time. Alright, that's all from us. Check out all of our videos, please. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it. Tell your friends, get them to subscribe, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care, bye for now.